So today, guys, I'm gonna give you the growth strategy to take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures. And the crazy thing is you're actually gonna have fun doing it. Hey everyone, Neil here with another video. For those of you who don't know me, I talk all things business, marketing, and money. And today we're gonna get into a really important topic, and that is marketing, specifically content marketing, and how it's different than what you're doing today, how to do it correctly, and how you're actually gonna get massive results if you can buy into this. Now, before we get into today's video, I really want to thank you for checking out my content and getting into this stuff because I really want to help the viewers. I really want to build an audience, and I'm doing this by providing all the information that I'm learning and have learned over the past several years. So if you find this stuff useful, please hit that like button because that's going to help these videos be seen by more people, and definitely consider subscribing because I'm going to be putting out a ton of content on all of the tips that I've used to explode my business over the past few years. Now we're gonna talk about content marketing today, and this is specifically for people in sales, real estate sales, mortgage lending, or any type of sales where you're trying to attract more clients to come to you. Usually this works best in high margin sales or high ticket sales. So in real estate and lending, we work in a high margin business. Each client is worth a lot to us, and we really want to reach as many people as possible, help as many families as possible. So these tips will also apply to anybody in insurance, financial sales, or any of that stuff, but it's pretty much universal across these industries, and we're gonna get into it right now. Now let's talk about the way that people are getting business in this industry today, right? They're doing one of three things. They are marketing to their sphere, getting business from their past clients and all that stuff, their network. They are buying leads and closing a certain percentage of those, and they are doing ads themselves and getting leads into the system and then closing those. They typically do this themselves personally, or many people have a team that reaches out to these leads and reaches out to past clients and generates that business, right? What happens after a number of years is you feel like you're running on a treadmill, right? You buy a bunch of leads, you work these leads, and then you close the deals. And as soon as you stop doing the sales activities, your business basically would stop. And after a number of years, you feel like a little bit burnt out, I would say. I was feeling this about 3-4 years ago. After a decade plus of doing sales activities, I was like, yo, I'm just burnt out by doing all of this stuff. It just feels like you're running and you're doing good business, but that you're not able to build anything sustainable. So I really wanted to find a new way of doing my marketing and something that I could actually put energy into because I was so burnt out on the old traditional ways, right? So that's when I came into content marketing, and content marketing has really changed my business and my life, I should say, right? Because it attracts clients for me throughout the year. I don't feel like I'm running on a treadmill. I feel like I've got business coming in, and the marketing that I'm doing is actually sustainable because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping more people. I enjoy reaching more people. It's much more practical, it's much more efficient, and it's actually generating way more results than I could have ever done doing traditional sales activities. And one of the best benefits of doing content marketing is it attracts the right type of client. If you want to think back to all the clients you've worked with in the history, as far as how long you've been in this business, think about your best client, the one that really appreciated your time, that was respectful, that you really enjoyed working with, and then after the deal closed, they referred you, their family, their friends, you stayed in contact with them. It's just a really good relationship, right? Think about if you could just deal with pretty much all of those clients, how much you would like your job, right? And that's what you can do with content marketing because it attracts pretty much 90% or more of your clients would be that type of client. So when I started to see more and more of that business come in, I was like, I'm fully sold on this. I want to go all in. So the main reason why content marketing is going to work for you is once you figure out exactly the type of content you want to do, you get into a rhythm of doing it, you become more comfortable doing it, you'll start to find that you enjoy doing this. It's much more sustainable to do it because you like doing it. Think about traditional sales activities. I don't know anybody out there who likes to make cold calls. I don't know anybody out there who likes to do door knocking or cold mailers or following up with leads that don't want to talk to you. I mean, that type of activity is a huge turnoff to both us in the industry and probably to the person on the other end of the line getting those calls, right? I know we have to do it. I know a closed mouth doesn't get fed. We have to ask for business, but there has to be a better way for the new generation of buyers, sellers, and clients. And what happens is as you do more and more of content marketing, you become more passionate about it. I was definitely not passionate about doing videos or putting out content, but as I got more success doing it, I became passionate about that. So if you're out there and you're thinking, well, hey, I don't think it's fun to put out videos. I think it's very uncomfortable, or I don't think it's gonna be fun to do content. But the thing is, I'm telling you right now, it is 100% better than the old activities. It's more effective. And as you get more results from it, you're going to enjoy it. I heard this quote recently and it said, do what's fun to you, but looks like work to others. And that's where you're gonna find huge upside. What if the one thing that you enjoyed about your job was the single thing that brought you the most business? Imagine the energy that you could put behind that. Imagine the effectiveness of your skills when you're putting that into something that's generating that type of result, right? And that's the key with content marketing. So once this clicks for you, you're gonna see that the sky is the limit as far as how many people you can reach and how much business you're gonna generate. Now just think about this. In your circle, in your sphere of past clients, or in your network of people you know, there's a certain amount of people that know that you do a really good job. There's all these things that you do for clients that are better than your competitors. But the problem is only this small circle of people knows it. So within that circle, you may be top of mind, or you may be one of X number of people. And so you're getting some of those referrals, right? So let's just imagine that there was a way to get 10 times or 20 times, or in certain cases, 100 times more connections. What would happen if that many more people knew all these good qualities about you? They knew the good things that you do, and they knew how effective you were at buying, selling, helping clients with their financing, all of that stuff, right? All of your knowledge, all of the things that your immediate circle knows about you, you're basically expanding to the rest of the community, region, or country. And you do this by putting out content that's helpful to the audience. You can do it organically, you can do it through paid, and you can distribute your content by email to your entire database. And what happens is, as more and more content is displayed on multiple places online, more people start to become aware of you, and then more people reach out to you. So it's very simple as far as that goes. The problem is in the execution, so many people give up because they don't get results immediately. So I wanted to put this video out there to show you guys why it's so important, how it could really transform your business, and how it will solve all of the things that you don't like about your job. The thing that I hated most about the job before was the clients that didn't appreciate me, the ones that were difficult to work with, calling people who didn't necessarily see the value in working with me. And putting out content solves all of that, because now you've got a lot of inbound coming in. Or if you do outbound and they've seen your content, it doesn't feel like a cold call or a cold email or DM, because they're already aware of your stuff. So even when you want to connect with people who you haven't connected with before, as long as they're aware of your social content, or you link it up in your communication with them, your conversations are going to go so much better, and you're really going to see the value in all of this. So I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of all that, and then you could get into the details on specifically what type of content you're going to do and how that's all going to work. I have tons of videos on this topic, so be sure to check out the rest of my channel. I post these videos all the time, and I'm going to be putting out even more and more tactics as far as specific content ideas, and then also how to distribute those content ideas to get the most results. Now, if you have specific questions about what type of content you should be doing, or something that's holding you up, or a roadblock that you're hitting as far as content goes, please leave a comment below or shoot me an email. I'd be happy to address that in a future video, or I'd even message you one-to-one and give you some tips. So until then, I will see you guys on the next video.